Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are going to go over a new combo deck in the Explorer or Pioneer format. Both decks are legal, and there's kind of been a few different quote-unquote combo decks with Discover elements. I'm going to kind of show you at a high level, and we're going to take one for a spin. So the one deck we're going to play today, and this was the deck I was playing offline, and I made some tweaks and just going straight is it, but basically Geological Appraiser, 4 mana, 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you discover 3. You build your deck in a way with Keruga that you're able to always cascade into Glasspool Mimic as well as Mirror Image, and then they copy the Geological Appraiser, which lets you cascade, and then you always find these. So you basically will get 9 3/2s in play. As kind of a Splinter Twin-esque, kind of like the Neoform combo that we had in the other decks. Because we are a Keruga companion and we have to shift the way our deck plays, we can't have anything that costs 3 CMC or less. So we're using things like Grabby Giant, which has the Create the Treasure ability. In other cases, you might see something like Bone Crusher Giant, but we would cascade into the Bone Crusher Giant. So Grabby Giant lets us ramp up, as well as the Magma Opus to potentially turn 3 combo. This version here, and we'll go over the deck I'm going to play today, some elements. But this one here, Colossal Skyturtle and Beanstalk Giant, it was playing originally the 5 mana adventure dragon or dinosaur that lets you play an additional land. The mana base also had a lot more tap lands, which felt kind of bad. So in place of that, we are going to try out an Is It version today. So it's a cleaner deck, all things considered. And same combo, we have our elements there. We have Twinshot Sniper as removal, so this can be channeled to deal 2 damage. Similarly, we have the Trumpeting Carnosaur, which could be cycled or discarded, and it could deal 3 damage, so this helps with stuff like that. Chandra helps us ramp up into our big things if we just want a hard cast. That also provides some card advantage. Shark Typhoon is a card draw spell that can also create some early blockers. Hornlock Whale is gets rid of an attacker. So I only went 3. I found it a little, they need to attack you, but sometimes you need to kill a creature without them attacking. I'm still playing this Colossal Skyturtle, and I'm only playing it really for its channel ability. We can't hardcast it in this deck without the treasures from Magma Opus, so you kind of have to get creative in the manner in which you cast it, but it may be worthwhile to still maybe play a Ketria Triome or 2. So maybe we play 2 Triomes, just in case. Like, it's not going to completely screw us over, but we don't have plays usually on turn 1 anyways. But I like the ability to just channel bounce like Grease Fang or something like that. Keruga still is your companion. So this version's a little bit cleaner mana base, all things considered. So we will play a couple copies of Ketria and call it that. So I was like 5-1 or 6-1 between like Untapped and just playing on my phone with this. The other deck that you're going to see probably quite a bit in Best of 1 right now, and it's very Glass Cannon-y, and there's a couple different versions. We're not going to feature it today. I have an 18% win rate with this deck. I think there's probably cleaner ways to build it, but basically the combo's Quintarius, you cast it, you discover 4, and then you have Spark Double, which can create a copy that's not legendary. You have Clever Impersonator and Mythos that can copy Quintarius. So ideally what you want to do is hit the first copy of Spark Double to make a non-token or a non-legendary version, and then with these clones you just keep discovering 4 to find all your clones, copy the token copies of Quintarius, and then each version you cast a spell from exile. So like the first one deals 2, drains 2, next one deals 4, drains 4, and it kind of continues on exponentially with the extra token copies that you have. This version's all in on the ramp with Creative Outburst, Magma Opus. You have Trumpeting Carnosaur as a way to also, you go Carnosaur, you can cascade into Quintarius and then combo that way as well. Leyline Binding in this version. The mana base, there's too many tap lands here. One thing I saw was a version that just went Jeskai, got rid of the virtues, and then played Vanquish the Horde as a sweeper. Again, you can play like Shark Typhoon, stuff like that. So the shell is reasonable here. Something you can probably work on a little bit more. It's fun when it goes off, but I found I was just, you lose to counter spells, you lose to hand hate, there wasn't a lot of like ways to catch up. So I think just kind of this version here is a little bit more linear. It has like gameplay in the early turns, and it's a lot easier, especially in best of one, to get to 4 mana on turn like 3 or 4 than it is to get to like 5 mana on turn 4 or 5. Don't know what's up with the server. Come on, I believe in you. Do this a shot. Sorry. Not how I wanted to start off, but we did a nice detailed walkthrough. So there's a couple different combos. There's also the Amalia or Benavides combo, the Wild Growth Walker combo. That one there is starting to put up some results in Pioneer as well. There's a few different ways to build that, but Wild Growth Walker and that is infinite damage. So that, or infinite explore until you blow up the board, the Wild Growth deck. So there's a few different combo decks. We'll do a metagame breakdown as soon as we start getting a bit more stats in. But we'll fire this one up, see how it plays out. These combos are oftentimes going to be a little glass cannon-y, but we'll see how it goes in these games. We just want to see how consistent. So the hands were, so this hand here is a mull because we have 3 of our clone effects. Those hands pretty solid. We have removal on 2. We do need to hit another red source, but I think all things considered, we are okay. I'm going to put the Carnosaur back, just because these two are interaction that we can use earlier. I said I'd put the Carnosaur back. So I'm going to give less information right now. We'll just play the island. So provided we hit either like a mana ramp effect, drawing our clone there is not great. Could be Jeskai control, could be the Quintarius combo. It's a Quintarius combo. I'm going to hold this because you could respond to Quintarius when it tries to clone itself. A little awkward. If we hit a land, we're in a good spot. I think we're just going to throw some damage here. This is how Magic's been going for me the last little bit. 24 lands, and we drew all our mirrors here. So yeah, we're seeing the Virtue here. Okay, so Quintarius comes down. So you get rid of the copy here, so now they don't have anything to hit with the clone, and then they basically fizzle here. So if we draw an untapped land, so now we're just drawing all our clones, which feels terrible. We're good for the second Quintarius. And of course our red source here. Not where we want to be. Like, look at these odds. We had the chance. Honestly, with Shark Typhoon, I'm just gonna cycle it on my opponent's end step. With them holding mana up, we just want to be cautious. That's actually pretty good for them. They get to go Virtue here. So like this Jeskai version seems a lot cleaner. You're able to play like real lands as opposed to all the channel lands. I think we take the damage this turn. So with Virtue here, think that's fine. We're still gonna just channel here. Because if I hit a land, then I can have the Skyturtle up. The problem is, obviously, we got a bunch of clones in our hand right now. We are dead if they have, like, Vanquish the Horde. But I think at this point... So I'm just checking how many we have in the deck left. So that's the last of the mirror image. I'm going to have this one enter as a copy of the Shark. So if they don't have a sweeper, we're in a good spot. If they have a sweeper, then we're in a tough spot. So Carnosaur comes down here. So I'm going to do this ahead of time, just because if they hit a clone, they don't get the copy. And then we just get them there. All right. So really awkward draw, but we are able to power through it. The one thing we want to see, maybe play the Virtue, but my concern with the Virtue, like the red Virtue, we don't have much burn to get actual card advantage. I guess with Chandra it's not terrible, because like the consideration is, do you play the Virtue over a Twinshot Sniper? This does deal 2 damage to any target. You could do that instead of the Magma Opus. Could be an option. I do like having Chandras. I think having the 2 mana answers to the Quintarius combo is important. So maybe we trim the Opus and just play 2 Virtues here. Because Chandra's damage will also work, as well as the Twinshot Sniper. We do have a couple ways. Let's give this a go and see how it plays out. Obviously the exact like configuration we're still trying to work through, but the general concept's there. I will say the opponent's version of Quintarius was cleaner than the 4-color. I just find like if you're doing that many tap lines, you're going to lose more games than not. And then that version still lets you play a more proactive game plan. I think this hand's fine. We obviously need some lands, but we have some interaction early. We can disrupt aggressive decks. We can disrupt combo decks. So Angels is a bit of a problem, because they can outgain us. Oh, this is the Amalia combo. Could be Amalia, could just be Angels. Amalia. Okay. Second Voice. I think we're just going to keep them off their life gain here. Because I could bounce one to the hand. Okay, we just need a red source here. We hit a red source. I'm going to go up another red source, I think, in the mana base. It is kind of awkward when you draw, like, every other card in the deck, except the Halls, 2 Islands, and Ottawaras create red mana. So, opponent's actually afraid of the Hornlock Whale here. so they just combo here. So I'll demonstrate the combo here. They had it, but I wasn't going to be able... Oh, they don't have a way to explore, so they need to gain life. Fortunate it was a tap land, but... So when you explore, you gain 3 life. When you gain 3 life, you explore. We'll put Wild Growth Walker back. Because now they need to decide... Ooh, I need to be mindful of that. I forgot that the life gain worked that way. It's when it leaves the battlefield. Okay, so I almost screwed up myself up. Worth noting. Think we just have to try to go for the combo. Fortunate that we drew a copy of the mirror image. The Voice of the Blessed in here is good because when you gain 20 life, it destroys all your other creatures. But at that point, you gain life over 10. We can gain a bunch here. Try to get that way going. So with the mirror image in hand, it's a little annoying, but we need to get rid of Luminous Phantom here. We could just be dead if they find a Wild Growth Walker and a way to gain life. Voice of the Blessed. And they're dead. All right. Return to the Ranks is an interesting card there. It gets you back the combo once you get going. Just the tempo elements, like all we need to do with this deck is just control the early turns. If we're able to do that, once we get to 4, like it's not exactly, it's like the Greasefang lethal. Like they're not dead per se, but oftentimes like opponent wasn't coming back from that. And then kind of bouncing. The thought of bouncing Wild Growth Walker was we didn't take the 3 damage from Amalia, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't keep it on top. Opponent goes first. Honestly, this might just be a Grabby Giant hardcast game. Let's try this. Like, I have to play more games. I don't know if we like aggressively mulligan into Twinshot Sniper or into Geological Appraiser. The Carnosaur is nice because it gives us a nice kind of payoff. So we might just try to turn 5 that with the Grabby Giant. We'll see what the opponent's on. At least with the Quintaria... Ooh, Plaza. I wonder what they're on. Shark's nice as well. Could be angels, humans, or fiend. Green's actually really annoying. Esper Legends with like the worst mana possible. See if they get rid of the old Raffine to use your Mox Amber to be able to Thoughtseize. They probably had the Thoughtseize in their opener. Okay, so they should take Carnosaur. I think that's the correct line here. Couple considerations, obviously Keruga. This has reach that we can get that out, but I think going Carnosaur earlier might be better. This does set me up that I can then Grabby Giant with a Shock, hit them that way. Would be nice to just combo. I think in this game, if we're gonna win, just we need a couple more turns, and this Raffine, we just need to control it. Yeah, probably dead. Like, we could combo next turn, but the problem is I don't even think the combo's enough here. Red base decks and Shieldred, Raffine, not where you want to be. The Emery's weird here. Like, it's just weird legends that they have in here, like no 1-drop, 2-drop. Oh, they're Greasefang legends. Is even weirder. Yeah, we're dead. Had it all. The thing is, I can kill the Greasefang, but at this point I'm not winning. The Raffine and the Shieldred are going to gain too much life. Very weird version of the deck. Feels like you're playing so many subpar cards there to get Greasefang going. Like, you could build Esper, but you should play like a lower curve, not be Legends build. Like, their mana base was very bad. Against Giganta, it is likely going to be Heroic, in which case I don't think they can get protection there, so I think we keep this. Okay, they're on walls. I did not expect to be playing against walls, so you know what's not going to do well? Cycle this. I could get a blocker, but I honestly have no clue what they're doing here, so let's proceed as though maybe I have an idea what they're doing. I'm just trying to dig deeper to the combo. When your opponent turn 1 Aegis Turtles, Soulless Jailer. Permanents and graveyards can't. Players can't cast. So permanents and graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast non-creature spells from exile. We have Twinshot here. Probably just take the block here, so creatures with power 1 or less can't be blocked. And then they have Assault Formation. So we are getting janked to hell and high waters. So I actually can't do anything here. Turn too late. That's frustrating. I think after how these games have gone, maybe taking one mulligan is correct. Just because we don't win necessarily the fair game. I mean, that's not really... You see Jengantha, the hand is totally reasonable what we kept for a heroic deck. Even against Sacrifice, it wasn't unreasonable. When your opponent drops an 0-5 and 1-3s, yeah, it's going to be a little rough. Like, we don't have the way to kind of deal with those. But... opponent goes first... So when it's in our deck, we have an 8% chance. 1 in 11 or so. We got Grabby Giant. Ramp us up. Could be like Rakdos or Jun mid. Combo? Not combo. I think we just send this back. They could go Sheoldred here. Go Fables. Might see a Thoughtseize here. Carnosaur is also nice. Gives us a play. So the thing is here, if we look at this turn, ooh, they got rid of 2 Fatal Pushes. So I was gonna say I was gonna cycle Shark Typhoon instead of the Colossal Skyturtle. We'll try this. Obviously, Skyturtle's the safer line because they don't get the treasure. Ended up being worse for us. Oh, come on. Gargaroth is an interesting one. Card you don't see that often. Pretty weak hit. Still have a 7/6. I can bounce the Gargaroth. If not, then I could start copying Carnosaur. No removal, no removal. Damn it! Just needed a turn. If we cloned the second copy, it would have been nice. I'm gonna do this, get rid of Fable here. And I think at this point, I think we just do this. They're short mana. They did find the Sheoldred. Questing Druid with 4 and 5 drops seems very bad. Hey. Could be close to lethal. So we want to be mindful because with the last copy, I'm going to copy the Twinshot Sniper. Boom! Beat Gargs, beats all the big things. Alright, that's the deck. Let me know what you think. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching.